Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and today on the range I'm going to be looking at a new pair of optics that I have been sent. They're very straightforward looking at first. They're just your standard reflex optic, but they have interesting reticles. Now this is my smiley. You may recall I was previously sent a smiley face reticle, a red dot style smiley face reticle. And I will probably put it back on here because I think I like it more, but it was a smiley face as the reticle. So of course I put it on my smiley because I know what I'm about. Well, what we have here is a more versatile smiley face reticle. So first of all, it has more colors. And I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to show this off on camera. Can you? It's in there somewhere. No, I'll have to do it when I get back to the shop. But it has three colors, so it's red, green, and blue. You change the color and the intensity just by spinning the dial to whichever color and intensity you want, whether you want red, blue, or green. And then that's this top dial. And then back here, there is a switch that lets you switch between smiley face styles. So there's just a regular smiley face, there's a frowny face, there's a kind of a face. There's a variety. There's a face. Yeah. There's four different faces on here, which is hilarious. Are they particularly good optics? I mean, are they good reticles? No, none of them have like a nose to be the center reticle, so you're just kind of aiming, get your target in the circle, but it's Nerf. That's probably going to be enough. We're going to give it a try. I'm basically blind in my left eye, so it's just going to be a blur, but we're going to have fun with it anyway. Right, let's see if I can hit anything at all. Well, a little low, a little to the right, a little low. This thing is not remotely sighted in for this blaster. I'm close. Ah, I got two. I got two. It was all the reticle. All the reticle, 100%. Definitely not complete luck. Oh, I winged him. Oh, just stay down, you wretch. I'm gonna run out of ammo. I got him. I got him. On the last shot, I got all four. I'll take it. Once I figured out that I was shooting about a foot low, I actually was able to use the reticle to aim. I'm many things, but a marksman is not one of them. That's fun. I mean, you could switch it in game if you had some way to actually film so that it could see your reticle on the camera, and you could switch between reticle faces depending on what has happened in the game. You know, switch it over to frowny face when you get hit. Switch it to the whole face when you get a good shot. That would be fun. That would be silly. It would be fun and silly and cool. All right, there's another one. Let's take a look at the other one. Right, the other optic looks exactly the same, but has slightly different reticle options. So colors are the same: red, blue, green, whatever you want. But this one has, again, 4 different optics. But it has ones that are a little bit more useful. So it's got 3 that are retically. They're actual reticles. There's a dot in the middle if you really wanted to be accurate. There's one where it's 3 a series of dots pointing in towards the center. There's one where it's a circle. It kind of almost looks like my logo if you squint at it from a distance and you take out the X. It looks like the outer ring of my logo without the X in the middle. And then one where it's 2 little wings pointing towards a dot. I'm going to try to show them on the camera. And then the last one is a radioactive symbol, which does have a dot in the middle, so it's still slightly more retically. But for that reason, I have put it on a radioactive hammer shot. This is the Ultra hammer shot. And I have put Ultra screamers in it, because again, I know what I'm about. Let's give it some plink. All right, I've got it on the green setting because radioactive. And we're going to try to hit the 25. That fires way better than it has any business firing. All right. I got a hit. Oh, those are flying all over the place. But I'm still getting hits. It's firing curveballs and still hitting the target. I love it. Again, it's got to be it's all the reticle. The reticle is making all the difference. That's got to be it. Anyway, let's go back to the bench and I'll see if I can actually show you the reticles on camera. Trying to line it up so you can see it is dubious business, but I'm going to give it a try. Here we go. Alright, well, there's not a whole lot more to say about them, honestly. Variety of colors with a variety of intensities, and 4 different reticles each. Smiley faces on this one, hilarious, I love it. And then 3 fairly semi-practical reticles, and then the radioactive symbol on this one. Just neat. It was kind of cool that they had the survey for us to vote on what kind of reticles we wanted, and then I was expecting them to be a single reticle each, like the original smiley face one that I had on my smiley was. I wasn't expecting them to go with the ones that have 4 different reticles each. That was just kind of cool. You get 4 in 1, which I dig. Let's take a look at what you get in the box just to cover that. Obviously, you get the reticle, you get a cleaning cloth, you get the 2 wrenches necessary, little Allen keys necessary for installing them as well as adjusting them. They are fully adjustable, and you do get a spare battery, which is just decent of them, if you ask me. So that is cool. Add those to the collection. I actually really appreciate these. For the most part, 90% of the time, having an optic on a Nerf blaster is just silly. I only have 1 or 2 blasters that have a long enough range and are accurate enough to even really justify having any kind of an actual optic, much less a magnifying one. But silly optics with silly reticles, now that's just fantastic, because they do what you need, which their reflex just, okay, the dot's on the target, that's as close as I'm gonna get. The blaster's not gonna be, much more accurate than that. But it's just fun. It's neat, it's silly. Having a radioactive symbol reticle on your radioactive hammer shot, I just love it. Having smiley face reticles on a smiley is just cool. So I appreciate these. I like that they've gone to the trouble to make these kind of silly things that feel like they may in fact have been meant for us in our hobby, in a way that actually is fun and silly. So I like them. Links will be in the description if you're interested in putting smiley face reticles on smiley technology or radioactive reticles on radioactive designs. Here is your opportunity. Thank you for watching. Putting that other one back on.